Today came the biggest bit of West Ham news of this transfer window, and it didn't even involve a transfer. As far as I'm aware, we still haven't signed anyone. But Jarrod Bowen has put pen to paper and signed a revised contract at West Ham United that will ensure that he is here for the EFL Championship season of 2026-2027. But I said he signed a revised contract. However, the length of his contract hasn't altered. So then I asked the question, well, then why has there been a revised contract being signed? I suspect, I've not seen this confirm, I have to be honest, but I suspect in all likelihood there's been discussions between Jarrod Bowen and Daniel Kaczynski. And I also understand Yuri Schwartz, they've been out over in Prague having a meeting, thrashing things out. I rather suspect that probably Jarrod has managed to negotiate with his advisors some sort of release clause that if we don't go up at the first time of asking from the Championship to the Premier League, that there will be some mechanism that will allow Jarrod to have an escape from a second season in the Championship at London Stadium. If you appreciate the content that we're kicking out on the West Ham Massive, it would do us a huge favour if you drop a like on the stream, give us a hype if you've got one available, share this on your social media platforms, get your comments in the section below on this latest news and whatever else I'm going to discuss in this video. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, it's around about 60% of you aren't who have been watching this content in the last 28 days. If you would get out your mobile device and scan that QR code that is sitting there in the top left-hand corner, that will take you to our YouTube subscription page. Rest assured that subscribing is free, data safe, and it only takes a couple of seconds of your time. It helps to grow the channel into something bigger than what it is as you find it, and we thank you very much indeed for your support. Let's get stuck back into it. So Jarrod Bowen staying, as I say, I suspect that there is some sort of release clause that will allow Jarrod to move on from London Stadium if we don't get promoted. Now, personally, I don't have an issue with this. I'm absolutely fine. There may be some of you that are watching this that have a slightly different perspective on things, but for me, Jarrod Bowen has been here, 6.5 years? He's got the second most amount of goals in the Premier League. He got that goal in Prague. He's had the armband with aplomb. I know some people possibly think he's not captaincy material, and I do think that there are some little question marks I have over that. But be that as it may, he has carried that mantle with absolute dignity, and I absolutely applaud him for staying with the club for another season. As I say, if we don't go up this season, I think that it would be very reminiscent of Michael Carrick in 2003-2004 season. He obviously stayed when there was a lot of players that didn't, when we got relegated under Glenn Roeder, the likes of Joe Cole, the likes of Paolo Di Canio, the likes of Freddie Canute, the likes of Trevor Sinclair. All of these players had it out the door. Jermaine Defoe followed shortly thereafter. He did actually start the Championship season, but he disappeared shortly into that. So there was a lot of players that had it on their toes and didn't stick around. To be fair to Michael Carrick, he stayed till the bitter end. I was there at Cardiff. We got beat by Crystal Palace, and he obviously went on to that lot down the North Circular Road. But I don't think that a lot of West Ham fans, myself included, that were around at that time and saw Michael Carrick playing for West Ham and leading the team. He was the captain that Championship season. I think a lot of people think well of him still and appreciate the fact that he did stick around, unlike a few of his teammates that took us down that season prior. So for me, I think that so long as Jarrod steps onto the pitch at London Stadium, puts everything into it for 46 Championship games, do you know what? If we didn't go up and he activated that release clause that I suspect he has signed, in all honesty, then I would say absolutely not a problem, my friend. At that point, he would have given us 7.5 years of service. That moment in Prague stands as testament to what he's brought to the party in terms of West Ham United. I think that he would be able to still hold his head high and he would still be regarded by the West Ham faithful as, and this is always going to be a little bit of a discussion point, is he an icon? Is he a legend? I think it's one of those things. He's in that sort of ballpark, isn't he? He's somewhere in that element. Now, I believe quite firmly that if Jarrod Bowen manages to lead West Ham United back to the Premier League at the first time of asking, and then goes on to break Michail Antonio's Premier League record, that would absolutely cement him alongside the absolute legends of this club, the likes of Billy Bonds, the likes of Bobby Moore, and all of those players and much more besides. Tony Cottee, Alan Devonshire, Phil Parkes, Ray Stewart. The list goes on and on and on. I would say he is up there on that elevated station of West Ham United legends. He would definitely leave the icons category and move into the legends. The word legend is bandied around in football and in life, and it's attached to people that I'm not entirely convinced actually deserve it. Jarrod Bowen, if he leads us back to the promised land and breaks the Premier League goal scoring record, I would absolutely say he has stopped all argument. He has put that to bed. He is a bona fide West Ham legend. What do you think? Also, the news today that the club has announced that I thought that 47,000 was going to be the number of confirmed West Ham United season tickets when all the sales and the transactions were done. We've managed to improve on that mark, which would have been impressive in and of itself. We have got 50,000 season tickets for the upcoming 2026-27 season in the EFL Championship. We have got more season ticket holders than we had last season as a Premier League club. Now, I think that probably by and large, a lot of that will be down to the fact there was a lot of West Ham fans, a lot of proper dyed-in-the-wool West Ham fans that stayed away from the stadium under the previous regime. And now they're off down the road. I think that there's a lot of people that have thought on it and said, do you know what? I'm actually going to put my hand in my pocket. I'm going to hand over the money and I'm going to come back to where I belong. Now that scumbag that was in the director's box has gone down the Kermit, I think that there's going to be a lot of people that have shelled out and got a season ticket that they gave up a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years ago, whatever. And I think this is good news. 50,000 season ticket holders. Just stop and think about that. We have got more season ticket holders than Ellen Road holds. This is a huge club in Leeds United. We have more season ticket holders than they have seats in their stadium. Absolutely incredible. The support of this club is absolutely monumental. And if anybody ever wants to turn around to us and say that we're a small club, you just point to that fact and say 50,000 fans, 50,000 season ticket holders in a second tier division is absolutely phenomenal. And I would just turn around and say, if you're going to turn around and say West Ham United, listen, we haven't got a glittering trophy cabinet. We haven't got European Cups. We haven't got Premier League trophies. And to be honest with you, we probably never would. And to be honest, even if we did, I think it would fundamentally change what we are. We're a gritty, working class club. And I think that if we was to sort of get taken over by some, I know people turn around and say, wouldn't it be great if we got taken over by some oil-rich sheikh? And we've got a very wealthy guy that's in as our chairman now, but he's not on that elevated level. I think that it would change us as a fan base. And we saw it in the Premier League. Let's be honest. I went to games at London Stadium and all I saw was these middle-class ponces going around with their buckets of popcorn and their 50-50 scarves. The game against Leeds United, we just got relegated. 3-0 win maybe, but we just got relegated. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was fuming. I was dejected and all the rest of it. I'm coming down the stairs from my seat, and there's these arseholes with their 50-50 scarves. They've got the stadium in the background and they're smiling away like that. We've just been relegated, you absolute turnips. Anyway, I'm getting on my soapbox, but there's some really, really good news, and I'm really cock-a-hoop. I hope you can feel the energy coming through the TV screen, the phone, the monitor at you. I am so happy that Jarrod Bowen has cemented his place in the team for this forthcoming season, and I think he is going to be a legend. He may already be in some people's eyes, but he's definitely on his way there. And 50,000 season ticket holders, 50,000 season ticket holders in a second tier team. Tell me another club that could do that. You cannot tell me that there is another club that would be able to pull 50,000 season ticket holders in a second tier division anywhere in the world. I just refuse to believe it's possible. Maybe it has happened, and if someone wants to give me those facts and figures, I am all ears. But 50,000 season ticket holders, ladies and gentlemen, all you season ticket holders that have actually come back to the club, round of applause, pat on the back to every single one of you. You will be packing out the London Stadium, and hopefully, we've got rid of some of these pillocks that just come to the ground and just sit there eating their popcorn and complaining when you stand up and, do you mind not singing so loud? And all these wankers, hopefully they've gone. and we can sort of like get some proper West Ham fans in, and we can start singing the songs, making the chants, making the stadium the fortress that it used to be at Upton Park once upon a time. Hopefully, Upton Park is gone, but hopefully we can get a little bit of energy, a little bit of vitality about the sport, which a lot of the time has been lacking. Let's be completely honest. And it's one of those, it's like, what came first, the chicken and the egg? Is the bad atmosphere because of the crap performances on the pitch, or is the crap performances on the pitch down to the bad atmosphere? It is one of those. But I think that if we can sort of like do our bit and really sort of roar the boys home, I think we'll play our part in getting back as a Premier League club. But get your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm really enthusiastic about this. This is some great stories that we've had today. And we haven't even made a signing. I'm happy. But as far as that's concerned, our first pre-season friendly is against Southend United at Roots Hall tomorrow. I'm unfortunately not going to be there, but I will be at the game against Stevenage with my son. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to getting into the championship season afresh. I think that we now should start to see some signings. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Please get some signings in. We need to reinforce. We've lost a lot of players. We need to get some quality, and we need to get some people that have got a little bit of know-how of the championship, because that will go a long way to ensuring that we come back at the first time of asking. But get your comments in the section below. Let me know what you think. Jarrod Bowen signs an elongated contract. No. He's probably got a release clause. Yes. But he said that he's staying. This is great news. 50,000 season ticket holders in the second tier. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. You want to turn around and say we're a small club. We're absolutely not. I'm not having it. So get your comments in the section below on that. And like I say, we haven't even made a signing yet, and I'm this excited. What will I be like when we make a signing? You'll have to stick around and find out. So get your comments in the section below. Drop a like on the stream. Give us a hype if you've got one available. Share this onto your social media platforms. If you're not subscribed to the channel, as approximately 60% of the viewership in the last 28 days haven't been, why not? Get out your mobile device, scan that QR code in the top left-hand corner. That will take you to our YouTube subscription page. Subscribing is free, data safe, and it only takes a couple of seconds of your time. So what's not to like? It only helps to grow the channel into something bigger and better. I'm buzzing. I am absolutely buzzing. Let's get stuck into it. Come on, you Irons.